All right, folks, we are back with another Eye in the Sky live Monday morning quarterbacking. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but this is Third Person War of Rights commenting. We are on Cox's Push, so if you're unfamiliar with the map, it's kind of like this little tiny valley thing. So the point's right around here. This is a CSA defending map. The CSA comes from that tree line. As you can see, it's kind of north-northwest. There is a small but very potent two-gun battery there. Maybe we'll have a chance to take a look at that coming up. And then the Union comes out of the wood line. There's kind of a ravine they spawn in. They have to run up to that tree line, and then they have to come down here. So that's a very general overview of the map. I will tell you, I'm expecting this server, if we're not at 350, wow, we lost a lot of people. We had almost 350 at the end of the last Garland stand, which went down to the wire. The CSA barely pulled it out. That indicates to me, and I was thumbing through the officers here, it looks like there's a pretty good cohort of officers for the most part. They're going to stay on for now. So we got, yeah, we definitely have some of them, and we'll try to make sure that we have all those officers unmuted. But this is probably one of the key points on the battle, this juncture of the kind of half stone wall that runs, I guess it's east-west, and then the somewhat full stone wall that runs up to there. While the Union's getting in position, we'll go take a look at that CSA RD position, just so you understand what it is if you occasionally see some red mist as we're playing through here. It's because of that's a promising view here, but anyways, that's the two-gun battery up there. They got to be careful about rationing their ammo, though. You don't want to shoot too much. Well, you might want to think about having some left over for critical points towards the end, but right, we have Captain Phillips and all right, we got two officers up there, and we'll see how the Union wants to play this one. Sometimes what the Union will do is they'll stack up here on the right, and they will push down. So we're just about out of bounds. Yeah, we were really close to being out of bounds. And they'll try to gain that half stone wall that the CSA is on. That half stone wall to the CSA, just the way that it tends to work is that it's really quite good defense, especially if you take a step or two back and you take a knee. You can grab concealment, never mind the tree being there, that's really good. But yeah, you see as these guys do, you could even step back a little bit further in some of those spots, and you are almost entirely concealed by that half stone wall. So if you're not sure, you can always stand just die in formation. But you can see that that was not all CSA RD. That was a lot of small arms fire. And I had, while I was describing that, missed. The Union is going to make a strong play with its other two companies for, it looks like the point of the contention, they're moving to take the backside. There's these little islands of rocks. There's one out there. There's one here. There's one there. I would say that those are the three kind of major islands that dot the point. Otherwise, it's a half stone wall in front of a, you know, around a field. So yeah, my finger was not quite fast enough to grab that as the screenshot, but that was a strong candidate, I think. These long-range shootouts should help the Union. I don't have the list of weapons up in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's the Union. I've had the Lorenz on this, which is not that great. I don't know. I have hallucinations of shooting 1842s on every map, so I'm sure it's not true. But I thought the Union might have had them as an option. You can see the 4th Union Company is way up there, and we missed the splatter from that last impact. But that's at least 4. If you count the shells, there are what, 40? Not including canister? And you know what is absolutely amazing here is canister. If the Union gives you this line, I mean, if you ever get a line like this that is lining up along your gun, look at how canister fires, particularly when you're on higher ground. But it kind of sprays out in a column that would just saturate this line and get a bunch of kills. I mean, this early on, maybe it's not that pivotal, but my view is always you don't really, if you're going to use arty, you don't really want to end the round with any shots in the caisson. Doesn't really do you any good. Right? It shows you could have done more. Not sure what the CSA plan is here. It looks like we have the one company in the corn standing off against the company that's up there. I'm not sure that that really needs to be the biggest problem. I think at some point that company might just want to turn and join these others if there was anything to join. But this group is playing very loose. These other two are making it a little bit hotter, but there's no definitive push. They're not pushing up to those rocks. This group is not moving those rocks, but maybe moving to try to get an angle here, get enfilade fire down on the Union. The Union would probably, yeah, do the counter is to just get in rocks while they have hay bales. Not to knock hay bales, they do. I swear they do something. Alright, so that is correct. Now, this Union group here, or sorry, that CSA group might want to come up here to make sure that Union group, okay, well, doesn't do that. Or at least the CSA group can get moving to hit this Union group in the back if it does try to pursue. And it looks like that CSA group is going to do that. We'll find out if it's successful. That Union group could be pinched over there. Yeah, they've got to be careful. Well, now they're just getting beat. But I think this is going to be a wipe here. And the Union flags. How does that level 1 know? He must have been told, yeah, run it out of bounds. That's right. Oh, he didn't get out of bounds. All right, yeah. So they've been cut off, and beaten. I don't know whatever happened to that 4th Union group. But the CSA will recap. Not that they needed it, because I guess the Union was taking a lot. I don't know when that happened, but Union's attacking. They got more tickets, but man, they are down. Holy moly. Alright, so the Union's got to do a long reset, and it's got to figure some stuff out. It lost... Let's see which of these are inbounds. So that one's out of bounds. That one's therefore out of bounds, but I think this one is... Nope. That was just out of bounds. Okay, so that was actually nicely done by the Union. All 3 got out of bounds, which means they'll respawn. But while the Union figures out their stuff...
Gotcha.
Okay.
Loaded right, ready to shoot.
So, oh wait, I forgot one of them is a Napoleon. So the Napoleon's actually getting fairly low. It's got about half of its ammo. It has 5 fewer rounds than either the 3-inch or the 10-pound. Yeah, so I mean, again, use it all. Maybe the plan is to shoot up all the shell and case and then just move it up for canister in the late game, which is fine. And Joseph D, I'm guessing, was doing some scouting. That was a nice shot. Hit a Union group top of the hill on the run. And I guess they were going to snipe that guy and they knocked him down, so... Good shot that you hit him, but okay. So we had that first Union group, one flag up here. They did a volley and they're pulling back, but there's a much bigger push over here. I see 2, 3 flags. So the big push is going to be over here, and I think maybe they're planning to go back to cap. We'll find out. It doesn't really matter what I predict because it has no bearing on this game. Okay, so that group's going to go to the top of that broken stone wall. And I guess the other 2 are maybe... Who is leading over here? Alright, Hazard's over here. So last alright. I don't know, maybe some of the more seasoned pub officers are either taking a round off or they're taking a night off here. Or maybe they're all on the CSA, I don't know. That might have got someone. Yeah, there's splatter. There's a body or 2 on the front. I don't know, I find that just being on rocks when you get hit by Artie, it tends to kill everybody on the face side of the rocks, the face that was getting hit by Artie, but generally not bad on the back side. Alright. So the Union's moving over. CSA is mirroring that move. Though it doesn't look inclined to challenge the cap. sure what that was. One of the plus sides of shooting the arty up is that once you do it, you can go join the infantry line, die in formation, and then just come back and play infantry. So you're not sitting around doing nothing. The attacker's tickets only goes down, so maybe that is the most efficient way. Union is really behind on tickets. I don't know what is going on. I mean, they don't seem to be Ramboing a lot. Honestly, it seems like there's less of that than normal. So I'm not sure. I can't explain it. I thought that they would have the weapons here to do this long range thing. They have pretty good lines for now. I mean, it looks like they're giving up here, and maybe they're moving to cut the Union off from a retreat path up here. So the Union's going to try to prolong the fight. Not a bad idea if you're behind on tickets. It's hard to find a problem with that. I think everybody might be standing up from that hit. Like, the Union's hitting them, but the CSA's hitting them back. That actually may have gotten one dude that was running off from the line. That might have actually killed an out of line and been one of the most efficient arty shots. Why is... Oh, they're pulling back because of that, I was going to say. These guys are still pretty healthy. It looks like the CSA is kind of trying to wedge these two companies apart, keep those two that are defending the point kind of off on their own, while beating up these two and kind of sending them back to lick their wounds. My guess would be before 3 or 4 companies, plus artillery with whatever ammo it has left, tries to converge over here. But I wonder if the Union learned their lesson from last time, and so rather than allowing the CSA to come up and close the door, the Union is going to try to hang back where the CSA can't quite finish them off. Well, whether they're planning to, they're going to meet each other. So is that other group going to come over, that other Union group? It doesn't look like it. They've drawn a pretty large group that they have to contend with. So this company up here has to deal with those two. And the two that are down there don't have fantastic shots. I see the one company that's there, that's closest, is trying to shoot into them and even things up a bit. That was some tremendous fire over there on the CSA left part of that line. That was just, I missed that shot, but that was close. And I think, well, that got a couple. So the Union's going to pull off into the rocks here for cover. Is that group... Well, if nothing else, they're tying down a larger company, but... Yeah, don't... When you're behind on tickets, man, don't do that. But how's the Union a full... Well, almost a full morale stage down? We can see the CSA is methodically cutting this group off. They're in the open. You have this company that's kind of rallied and coming back. CSA is pressing in here with two fat companies. That's the Union going taking losses. So it's about 2/3 of a morale stage down. Have 3 flags here. They might do well to push over here and make sure that everybody on those flags is spawned in. And there isn't even like a huge imbalance. I mean, considering the CSA has guys, they have 10 guys in artillery. So the Union should have a slight infantry advantage. I thought that was a small company taking up a big one, and yet somehow these companies those CSA companies have managed to pin the Union here out in this field. It's been this company that's kind of been skirmishing, moving in, moving out, and probably doing a lot of plank to the Union's tickets. Alright, so now the Union is starting to try to get into the backs of these guys, which I think was an option that might have been on the table for some time. Though the CSA can come up somewhat high, the Union can get behind them. And now they need to know that they got to turn tail and run, rather than get wiped. If they get wiped, then they can't be annoying. Oh no. Well, they had the right idea. But, okay, so I guess that group actually isn't a group with a flag. It's just a group that decided to come over here and do some stuff. CSA might be losing a fair amount of out of lines here, and I don't know if the Union group down there is thinking about coming up this hill. I would not worry so much about the CSA recapping. They have to be able to recap anyways. Well, unless you really think you're gonna hold it, and maybe they will. Let me tell you, if the Union concentrates and wipes this group, that would leave one CSA company there and the other one way up here, which, alright, is now moving. And maybe they've decided that this fight for camp has gone on long enough. They have the inside track on that company they were... Okay, that's the company they were skirmishing with. That group might want to save its loads, because I think they're going to go right to point. This blue group is getting very thin. And they're about to get a whole lot more thinner. These guys got to group up. Stop trying to use hay bales. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to get wiped. You are going to get wiped. And that was... I'm pretty sure that was canister. Okay. So the relative ticket advantage hasn't changed. Union is still down by about 2/3 of a morale stage. And they're about to lose 3 flags. It's not the end of the world on the black timer. They just got to play it very conservative at this point. You know, if they can actually win the shootout, they got some time to narrow things down before they go final push. Let's see what the CSA Artie situation is. Yeah, I don't know what they're going for. They're going to easily recap. So that is the 12-pound caisson. All right, and that's the other one. So it looks like the Artie is out. I think these are the CSA guys going in now to go die in formation, and then come back with rifles and contribute to their side in that way after that. Union's got to be careful if they go for another early cap. That in the... And they may feel that that might be the only way to win, is to cap and hold. My goodness, that's a lot of potential CSA out of line. Oh, that is not the way you do it. If you guys are going to die in skirmishing out of line, you should have just respawned in formation. I understand you're going to kill an out of line. You'll kill an out of line in the process, but your side has a ticket advantage. What are you doing? Just get with friendlies, respawn there. Unless there was a danger thing, like you had team killed a lot already, and if you respawned yourself, it would have hurt. Maybe got you kicked from the server. Speaking of which, we are up to 337. It's nice to see. Dead even in terms of numbers. This is a terrible, terrible idea. Yeah, and it's only going to get worse. So, never mind what I said about the CSA Artie guys, though. It wasn't advised. The Union have just thrown away any ticket gain that the Union might have clawed back by those CSA Artie guys doing that. Yep. Yeah, it's actually worse. The Union's about to go breaking. Cox's Push is just one of those odd maps where sometimes the Union gets on it and just embeds themselves on the point in an early cap, and the CSA can't do anything. Sometimes the game is back and forth and one side ekes out a victory. And sometimes it's exactly like this. The CSA is just absolutely, and I'm speaking mostly from organized play experience, but I play this in pubs a little bit, and sometimes the CSA is just absolutely stands on the necks of the attackers, and it's crazy like this. So the Union's gonna do some volleys and vanishing, and okay, that's the Union actually going breaking, but you can see it's still almost a full morale stage. And those kind of vanishing volleys, that's what the Union has to do without flags. You just don't want to take losses, because then they gotta run back from spawn, and that's a ways away. Yeah, the corn, the half stone wall, it's a good mix of cover and concealment. One of those bullets went over my head, way up here.
They have 3 companies. They're just gonna do successive all.
Oh, they can see you from here. All right. See if that's true, Dan. My goodness, man. Oh, there's a lot of CSA on point. Huh. I guess they're gonna come on up and try to clear these guys out, and they're probably going to.
Let the monkeys in front. Let the monkeys sacrifice themselves.
That is going to be a lot of out of formation tickets. Yikes. That is a forward defense, but it's also a useful reminder of how far up the CSA can come. It also makes me wonder if they wanted to. I guess I understand why the CSA doesn't, because it's so much ground to cover left to right, and you don't want to give up the cover and concealment over here. All right, let's go watch this. Oh no, don't stop to shoot, man. They're gonna be terrible shots. You're gonna TK. You're gonna slow down the charge. Once you get in the corn, it's just messy. But it looks like the CSA is going to countercharge just like that. Wrap up that Union group. Why? Some people have fun in this game. I don't know. I guess that's acceptable. Guy for a minute looked like he was using that corpse as a human shield.
About face, gentlemen. About face. Turn around.
So this Union group here putting some shots into them. I think they're tired of it, and they're probably going to turn around and let them know. And oh no. Come on. You're level 91. You gotta know. But maybe it's just frustration and desire to end the round. Who knows? But I will say that what the CSA has exhibited is the active defense, or an aggressive defense. They've used movement, they've tried to use 2v1s, pursuing isolated Union groups. I think they've done it exactly right, and for the Union it's been an uneven performance. CSA already did very well. It's a good arty map, though you don't get a lot of guns or ammo to use it, but when you're winning a map by this much, it's hard to find fault with that side. I wonder if the Union's best bet is to just get all 4 companies and as far over as you can get, come through here, and then just you can shoot it out, you can melee it out, but just put pressure on that point and either move to cap when the CSA goes breaking, or you may just have to cap early. But I think the early cap is going out the window here. And the only justification would be is if you thought you could hold it for 6 minutes and win that way, rather than trying to claw back the ticket disadvantage you're at. More likely they would end up going, if they capped early, they would more likely go last stand in the counterattack, and then they would lose when the CSA recaps. But that loss is probably coming anyways. here. I guess the CSA is looking to come up. And hey, look at that! The Union actually... Well, I don't know if this is everybody, but they got three flags here. And they're making a push down this side. Well, what I suggested must have been so obvious that everybody thought of it. Though I would have seen if I could have gone a little bit further over. Though I suspect that CSA group probably saw what was up. Yes, people love to hop over the hay bales. Is that the fourth flag? Ooh, they might want to get everybody together here. Okay, they've got the CSA breaking. This is pretty much their only chance. I don't know how they keep doing it, but the CSA just... It just seems like there's two of them for every one of the Union. I have no idea where they're coming from. No idea. Yeah, they're gonna need that flag back. Not sure how the CSA managed to lose a flag way up here. And that Union flag running off, if it's trying to die to bounce so as to not be lost, it's could just escape respawn. But this is it, the actual final push. It's bats. Bats and go. So if you group up, you at least got a chance, because coming in one at a time, you can just independent fire you down. Yeah. I think some of them might actually get to cap. Well, get close to cap. The CSA's got layers here. That sounds like it's it. All right. We'll get our end of the round stats and that'll be it.